Hey guys, it's Mama J. Today I have a video for you on Steppe Runner Lizard Care. Now these are small lizards, but they are big on personality. So stay tuned and find out if this could be a lizard just right for you. I'd like for you to meet my Steppe Runner Lizard, Cheerio. Now these lizards are from the dry grassland regions of Romania, Ukraine, and Russia. And they've been in the U.S. since about 2012, but no doubt have warmed the hearts of all that have met them. They're known by the scientific name of Eremeus arguta, but they've also been called race runner lizards or desert lacerda. Now, steppe runners are gray with brown circles with a white spot on their back. In fact, this is how my lizard Cheerio got his name, from the circles on his back. They have great big jowls around their neck, and they almost remind me of a little mini tegu. One quality that I think is very unique for a smaller lizard is that they have a very calm disposition, and they'll just sit in the palm of your hand. Now, steppe runners can live about 8 to 10 years in captivity and grow to be about 6 inches long as an adult. And steppe runners are also an affordable reptile, ranging in price from about $30 to $50. So sound intriguing? Well, let's learn a few more facts and see if this might be the right lizard for you. Steppe runners can be housed alone or in small groups. Now, a single steppe runner lizard can be housed in a 10-gallon tank with a screen top. Now, floor space is always preferable to height because they are a terrestrial lizard. Now, small groups of 3 lizards could be housed in a 20-gallon long tank, but remember, bigger is always better. And it's very important, if you choose to house several lizards together, that you have multiple hides and multiple feeding stations. It's also recommended that you have one male with a group of females, just to prevent any type of disputes. I've housed my steppe runner lizard Cheerio in a 10-gallon tank for about a year now, and he's done fine with that, but I have recently upgraded him to a 20-gallon long. In just a short period of time, I can see that he's become more social and more active, and I think he's really enjoyed having the extra space. One of the best substrates for steppe runners is aspen chips. It's lightweight and it holds burrows very well. Now, I have seen others choose to keep their steppe runners on a mixture of sand and dirt. Another option I am currently doing some research on is bioactive tanks. For tank accessories, steppe runners need a hive such as a cave or stacked stone. Implants and logs make a nice tank addition. Of course, you'll need a feeding dish and a water bowl. Steppe runners have a low humidity requirement of about 30%, but they still need to have a water source. They also enjoy taking a soak from time to time, especially during a shed. Now, I'll do a bath for Cheerio in a small container with some shallow, warm water, and he seems to really enjoy it, and it sure helps that shed come off with ease. Be sure and stay right with your animal, though, if you do put him in a bath. A humid hide box with some damp sphagnum moss is also an option to put in your tank during a shedding period. Now, typically, steppe runners shed about every 4 to 6 weeks, and they shed their skin in patches very similar to a bearded dragon. A steppe runner needs heat as well as UVA, UVB light to ensure good health. Now, since these lizards thermoregulate, it's important to create a heat gradient for your animals so that they can adjust their body temperature as needed. Now, it's recommended to have a cool side ambient temperature of 75 to 78 degrees. A warm side could be 80 to 82 degrees, and you need a basking spot of about 100 degrees. Now, it's fine if the tank drops down into the low 70s at nighttime. A basking temp can be achieved through a household incandescent bulb. In fact, I use a 60-watt bulb on my enclosure. Now, for UVA, UVB light, a very good option in my opinion is the ZooMed's 5.0 Reptisun bulb and hood, and I'll put a link down in the description for you because I think it's a really great product. Now, did you ever really wonder what UVA and UVB light really does for your animal? I know I did at first. UVA light promotes healthy activity levels. It promotes feeding, digestion, and even helps with social behavior. Whereas UVB light is needed to help maintain vitamin D3 and calcium levels. All those things are important to maintain good health in your reptile and prevent metabolic bone disease. Now, since steppe runners are diurnal, meaning that they're awake during the day, lights should be kept on a 12 hours on, 12 hours off cycle. One of the most endearing things about steppe runners to me is their behavior. They are calm, curious lizards, and they spend a good part of their day building burrows down in the substrate. Now, Cheerio loves to build burrows, and you'll also see him building big mounds at the mouth of his cave. It's always a lot of fun to see him pop his head up from a burrow to look around at you. Now, he also enjoys climbing over the rocks and plants, and you'll often see him flicking that little forked tongue as to smell every little nook and cranny in the tank. About midday, it's common for me to see him up on his rock basking in the light. Now, steppe runners have a very good temperament and generally do very well with handling. They are, however, super fast, so be sure and keep a hand around them just in case it's one of those times they decide they want to take off. Another thing I would add is be sure and never grab your lizard by the tail. These lizards can drop their tail if they feel threatened, however, it will grow back, but probably not as pretty as it was to begin with. I bet you're wondering now, what do steppe runners eat? Well, steppe runners are omnivores and they need to eat live prey. So a favorite food for them is mealworms, but they will also readily take small crickets, superworms, or dubia roaches. Just be sure and size your insect appropriate to your animal. Another thing you want to remember is to dust your insects in calcium and D3 at each feeding. You might also want to use an additional vitamin supplement like Reptivite once a week. Good husbandry can be simple with a steppe runner lizard. It's as easy as spot cleaning your cage once a day, adding fresh water and food, and then about once a month it's important to change out your substrate and clean your enclosure down with a vinegar and water solution. After you rinse and dry it well, add in your new substrate and you're good to go. I hope that's given you a good overview about steppe runner lizards and their care. They really are amazing animals, and it's a lizard that I really hope to see more of in the future. Now, if you have any questions about steppe runner lizards, feel free to leave me a comment down below, and I'll do my best to answer your questions and share any tips that I've learned along the way. If this is your first time on the channel, I want to welcome you and tell you that this is a channel where I share my passion for reptiles, amphibians, and betta fish, and I sure hope that you'll consider subscribing. If you are a subscriber, I wanted to tell you to be sure and hit that bell notification. That is something that has changed with YouTube, and we now have to ring that bell in order to get notifications of upcoming videos. And while I'm talking about YouTube, I want to give a shout out to my friend Dakota Miller. He started a new YouTube channel today, and I'm so proud of him. And he's got some great stuff on skateboarding, and I know he has some wonderful animals and things to share along those lines. In fact, if the pictures or anything that I've seen from his Instagram account, I can guarantee you that there'll be some good things to come. So be sure and check out Dakota, and I'll leave his link down below. You guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.